Run, hide, fight. You ever think about how those three words hit differently when they're not just part of some safety drill?
Hmm.
It's a chilling thought, really. But for the community at Emory University in Atlanta, right there next to the CDC headquarters, well, it became a stark, undeniable reality on August 8th, 2025.
It absolutely did. And for you listening, this deep dive today, it isn't just about, running through the headlines again.
Right.
Our mission here is to go, well, quite a bit beyond the immediate facts of what happened.
Okay.
We're going to try and unpack the intense human side of it, that often really stark gap between the safety protocols on paper and how they actually play out in real life.
Yeah, the theory versus reality.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, the broader critical lessons this event offers for campus security, for preparedness.
Yeah.
Especially, I think, for places located near sensitive federal sites.
Okay, so let's set the scene a bit more. This all unfolded Friday, August 8th, 2025, right around 5 p.m. Eastern Time.
End of the day, end of the week.
Yeah, exactly. People winding down. And suddenly a shooting breaks out near the CVS at Emory Point. And like you said, this isn't just some corner of campus. It's literally right next door to the CDC headquarters.
And what's immediately striking, I think, is just how fast the response was.
Mm-hmm.
Within minutes, literally minutes of the shooting starting, that run, hide, fight lockdown alert was issued.
So quick action.
Very quick. And it wasn't just confined to Emory University itself. The alert actually extended to the CDC next door, even nearby schools.
Wow.
That wide scope tells you instantly, how serious the authorities thought the situation was, the potential threat they recognized.
So once the immediate chaos started to settle down, the details started coming out. Tragic details.
Yes. The lone shooter was neutralized, killed at the scene. One police officer was injured. Their condition wasn't confirmed right away.
Okay.
And physical damage, too. Bullet holes reported in a CDC building and also in a police car.
So from the start of the incident to the all clear,
Yeah.
how long are we talking?
It's about 90 minutes, start to finish. The lockdown was finally lifted somewhere between 6:03 and 6:45 p.m. Eastern.
90 minutes. That is an eternity if you're hiding, waiting.
An absolute eternity. And that really leads us into maybe the most poignant part of this story, the human side.
Right.
The timing.
Yeah.
It adds this layer that you might not think about immediately. It was the last day of the summer term at Emory.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Think about that. You've got students literally moving out, faculty finishing up projects, maybe parents on campus helping out.
Yeah, visiting, helping, pack.
Exactly. So it wasn't just a disruption. It was this abrupt halt to everything right in the middle of these, transitional moments. Adds a whole different emotional weight.
And something that really jumped out at me from the source material was this idea of lockdown fatigue. I hadn't really fully grasped that before.
It's a crucial concept.
Can you elaborate on that? Because, for a lot of students there, this wasn't the first time they'd been in a lockdown situation, right?
That's exactly it. Lockdown fatigue, it's more than just being scared in that one moment. It's the cumulative emotional toll. It builds up over time from repeated threats, repeated alerts. People aren't just frightened. They become, as the sources put it, kind of tired of the fact that the moment even exists.
Wow, that's a powerful way to put it.
It's a profound psychological weight. It doesn't just disappear when the all clear sounds. For those who are there, the sources make it really clear. The echo of that day is still going.
Still feeling it.
Absolutely. Which underlines just how important that long-term emotional support, that recovery support really is.
That lingering echo, as you called it, it forces us to look harder at the protocols themselves, doesn't it?
It does.
Because run, hide, fight, it sounds clear enough on paper or in a safety video.
Right. In the video, it's all very clean, very scripted. People calmly locking doors, turning off lights, hiding quietly.
But real life, with that fear, that adrenaline,
Yeah.
what happens then? The sources seem to highlight a huge difference.
Oh, the disconnect is profound. And it's basically rooted in our biology.
How so?
In a real active shooter situation, adrenaline does more than just make you nervous. The sources say it actually punches holes through your thought process.
Punches holes.
Yeah, your brain is essentially wired to prioritize raw instinct over logic. It shunts resources away from the prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking part, towards the primal survival centers.
Fight or flight.
Exactly.
All right.
So those calm, rational steps we practice in a drill, they could just vanish.
Yeah.
You're left without a script, essentially. It's like a physiological hijack, not just being flustered.
That image, adrenaline punching holes in your thinking,
Yeah.
that's incredibly stark.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, okay, if our own biology is working against us in a crisis,
Yeah.
what does that mean for how we should train people?
Right.
Is building muscle memory really the answer? Can we even overcome those instincts?
Well, it implies we need a pretty fundamental shift in how we approach training. Drills can't just be informational, something you watch or walk through casually.
Not just for show.
Not just for show. They have to be meticulously designed to actually build that muscle memory, to create automatic, reflexive responses.
So you react without thinking.
Precisely. The goal isn't just to tell you the options, it's to ingrain a response so deeply that you react instinctively, sort of bypassing that conscious thought process that gets impaired by adrenaline. Training the body when the mind might be overwhelmed.
Okay, so this brings us back to Emory as a case study, because looking at the response, we saw different agencies working together, Atlanta PD, campus police, even federal security from the CDC. What made that collaboration work so well in such a complex emergency?
Yeah, that multi-agency coordination was really key. And it wasn't just luck. The courses point out that there were already pre-existing protocols, shared communication channels.
Ah, so they planned for this kind of thing.
They had plans in place between Atlanta PD, Emory Police, CDC Security. It's that level of proactive interoperability, making sure systems and training line up before a crisis. That's what allows for that rapid, seemingly seamless response when every second counts.
Yeah.
It helps cut through the usual red tape under extreme pressure.
That makes sense. Proactive interoperability. But beyond the logistics, why is Emory such a critical case study, especially for campuses near federal sites? You mentioned the CDC being a high-profile target.
Right.
How does that fact fundamentally change the level of risk for everyone around it?
It really reshapes the whole security picture. A high-profile target, like the CDC, well, it attracts potentially different kinds of threats, doesn't it? Maybe more organized actors, maybe ideologically motivated ones, compared to what a typical campus might face on its own.
Okay, different threat profile.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that proximity it inherently changes the level of risk for everyone around it. The campus basically becomes part of the potential target zone, part of the security perimeter for that federal site.
Right.
It demands a much higher level of, say, intelligence sharing, joint planning, readiness for federal response protocols,
Right.
things that go way beyond standard university security.
So, given that heightened risk and the challenges we talked about with adrenaline and decision-making, it's interesting how the definition of security seems to broaden. It's not just guards and gates, as the sources put it. It's also about mental readiness. What does that actually mean for a community day to day?
Well, it's about building a culture, really. A culture where people instinctively know how to react, where to run, where to hide, how to communicate effectively, without freezing up when something terrible happens.
So it's not just knowing the plan, but knowing how to act on it.
Exactly. It's about ingrained behavior, not just information. Building a community where psychological preparedness is treated as seriously as physical security barriers. It's trying to develop resilience proactively, not just reacting after the fact.
So it's where prevention and preparation collide, as one source said.
That's a good way to put it.
Making sure that if the sirens aren't a drill, people aren't just informed, they're also mentally equipped, ready to act decisively. Integrating that psychological readiness with the physical measures, that seems like the goal for real comprehensive safety.
I think so. So if we try to boil all this down, what are the real core lessons from Emory?
Okay.
Well, first, I'd say the absolute need for clear, immediate emergency alerts, and alerts that cast a wide enough net, like we saw there.
Right. Cover everyone potentially affected.
Second, the critical importance of drills that build genuine muscle memory. Drills designed specifically to help overcome those innate fear responses, not just check a box.
Got it. Muscle memory drills.
And third, safety plans have to be comprehensive. They need to go way beyond just physical stuff to include robust emotional recovery support for the whole community afterward.
The long-term impact?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The main goal really is cultivating that culture of mental readiness, where everyone understands their role and can act, hopefully, intuitively.
Because the hard truth is, for the people who were there on August 8, 2025, the lockdown ended, yes, but like you said, that echo of the day, it's still going.
Yeah. Still resonating.
So let me leave you, our listener, with this thought, maybe a provocative one. If your campus or your workplace went into lockdown right now, what would be your first move?